Never trust a listing description until you've seen what move-in ready actually looks like in real life. And before you fall in love with those two words, let me show you what they really mean. Because move-in ready really means something very, very different to a seller than it does to a buyer. What sellers mean by move-in ready, when most sellers say move-in ready, here's what they mean. The house is clean. The walls have fresh paint. The carpets have been cleaned. The light bulbs actually work. And everything looks good enough for photos. That's not criticism, that's just reality. To a seller, move-in ready often means you can move in tomorrow. Now here's what buyers hear when they see and hear those words. They no repairs. They hear no surprises. They want to know no expenses, no projects, and no headaches. They expect to unpack boxes and not think about the house again for years. And that's where buyers get in a lot of trouble, because those two things are completely different definitions. What to actually look for. When I walk through a house described as move-in ready, I don't start with the paint color. I start with the expensive stuff. How old is the roof? How old is the HVAC system? How old is the water heater? Do all the faucets have good water pressure? Are there signs of deferred maintenance? Because move-in ready does not mean new, and it definitely doesn't mean maintenance free. It just simply means the house is functional today. What your agent should be doing, here's where a good buyer's agent earns their paycheck. My job is to not tell you how pretty the house is. You already know that. You love it. My job is to look past the staging, past the fresh paint, and past the emotional part of the show. I'm looking at the things that could cost you thousands after closing. Because a good agent walks through the house before you fall in love with it. They're not looking at the paint and what that might be covering. Listen, if you're buying a home here in Lubbock, don't buy based on a listing description. Follow me and send me a message, and I'll help you figure out what's truly move-in ready and what's just marketed that way.